Hey, what's going on, everybody? You're listening to Marrio Esco Live, where we like to interview people who are actively serving the community, share testimonies, music videos, exclusive updates and announcements, and really we just want to utilize the platform to encourage, edify, challenge if necessary as we go over various topics and subjects. We're not perfect and we don't have all the answers, but we're firm believers in iron sharpening iron, and we really just want to build and edify together. So with that said, I hope you're blessed and enjoy the show. Grace and peace. Yo, what up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to Marrio Esco Live. I'm your host, Marrio Esco, and alongside me is my co-host, Gil Vargas.
What's going on, everybody?
And unfortunately, we don't got Shane with us today. For those that have been rocking with us, no Shane today.
No Shane.
And no Shane in his game. He has no Shane in his game. He's no Shane, no show.
Sorry though, he wasn't feeling well, so he called out sick today.
He called out sick. So prayers for Shane.
Definitely.
So hopefully he comes with us next week. For those jumping in, what's up? I'm not looking at the comments right now. I'm gonna have Gil follow the comments. We have a email list that we want you guys to join for exclusive announcements and updates and stuff like that. We also have a Facebook group that Gil's actually managing, where we just kind of like talk about things that are happening on the show, things that we discuss, regarding CHH or whatever topics that we're talking about. And we do require the email list there as well. Mm-hmm. Only again, so that way we can continue to build. That's what we're really trying to aim to do. You know what I mean? If you love the show, share the show. Thank you for the podcasters who are listening and leaving reviews. I appreciate that. I actually added the podcast to a few more directories. So if you're listening on the live for the first time or wherever you're listening to, and you prefer to listen like on a podcast of your choice that you're already listening to, look for Marrio Esco Live. 2 R's in my name. You'll see the silhouette of me, and make sure to subscribe wherever you're at.
Facts. And we have to announce, at least I feel I want to.
Go ahead, man. Do you? Go ahead.
We hit a milestone, so I just want to say thank you to those that are subscribed to our podcast. We got up to 100, and we actually broke 100. We got about 104. So we're just thankful that people are tuning in to listen to us, to what we gotta say. I think it's dope, and it's also humbling. But I just wanted to mention that God is doing things.
Yeah, and we're also looking into restreaming too. So for the YouTubers out there, we don't want to leave you out. We don't want to leave you hanging. So we're planning on restreaming so that way we can do this live on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. Maybe, I don't know, Twitch. I don't know. We'll feel it out as we go along. Right now, one step at a time. So we're probably going to do like a Facebook and YouTube live. And it's cool because the program that we're going to use, you guys can comment on either platform and we'll be able to see it in real time and still communicate back and forth with y'all from both different platforms. So I think that's dope.
And Mario is our Howard Stark. Yeah. He always got these new gadgets. And
man.
I'm telling you, you guys can't see.
You got to master it.
You think he's typing, my dude. But behind there, he got mad wires and pliers and circuitries. He's building an Iron Man suit. I swear. Every week he got a new thing. He's like, we're actually getting a tower. I built it myself. We're going to be broadcasting ourselves. We are not going to be on Facebook anymore because we created our own platform.
We created our own Fire Stick. It's called Gil and
the Esco Live Stick. It's coming
Gil and Marrio Esco Live Stick. Nah, man. All right, cool. Recap. Last week we had Caleb McCoy, founder of The Oak, one of a kind. He has an album out called The Oak Season 3. Check him out. He's super dropping dope gems. He's a dope artist. We share 2 of his music videos if you want to watch on YouTube or Facebook. But it's 2 of his songs from his recent project as well. So if you want to check it out, man, he's dropping gems too. So if you're a creative, like, his perspective on songwriting and stuff like that and his tips, he's just dropping them all throughout the show. So if that's something,
he knows the cues, like, hands down, because I went like this. He couldn't hear the music, but he automatically knew it was bachata. I was like, dude, this man is talented. He even understands gestures. I don't know if it's the first time I met him. It was crazy.
No, and I felt kind of like disrespectful because I was like, he can't hear it. He can't hear it.
He's like, no, I know.
He's like, no, it's bachata. It's bachata. I know what it is.
I felt it.
I saw this and I was like, oh, that's gotta be bachata.
I was like, see this guy, he can click with me. You know what I'm saying? If you already know my style of music, but my hand gestures, that's fire. That's a friendship at a whole nother level.
Yeah, so if that's something that interests you, go check out the last episode 31 called The Oak, named after his network. He calls it a network of just like-minded individuals that, you know, find their identity in Christ and share it through art. But definitely check that out. Today, we're going to be talking about a few things, man. You know, we're going to be talking about a few things. We're going to be talking about CHH related topics today. Pretty much we're going to try to dig in on its purpose. What does it serve? Recently, I saw a Wado interview with Ambassador, and it just came up, and it was actually an older interview. It was actually back in 2017, and I just happened to come across it. I was like, let me check this out, man, because I haven't heard it. And when I listened through, man, it just inspired like all these thoughts, because I realized that even though it was, you know, 2017. We're still currently seeing the same issues happening, and then things start unfolding from there. So we're gonna talk about that and dive into that. So before we do, one of the things that we like to do here is share the verse that we're currently going through with our church and how it's applying to our week. It pretty much is like it's not like a, you know, share a whole sermon. It's just like a brief, this is what we went through, just to kind of reflect on. It pretty much is, how's your week been? You know what I mean?
Facts.
Go ahead, man.
So we went through Romans 1:18 to 32, which is a mouthful. If you go read 18 to 32, that's a good
Romans
chunk.
Alone, bro.
And Romans alone is very heavy. So just a brief overall, at least from what I received from it, is in a world where sin. I know, right?
Where sin abounds.
I thought about that when I wrote it too, and I was like, you know what? This may come across like I'm about to say like a movie plot.
What kind of sermon would you listening to, bro?
But yes, it starts like that. In a world.
What up, everybody jumping in? What up? I see y'all. Comment. Feel free to ask questions. I see y'all. Gil's going through his verses right now. Those just jumping in, we're sharing our verses. We're going to be talking about CHH and what inspired it and sharing just our thoughts about it. No special guest today. Shane is not with us today. I think he's in, though. I don't know. Did you see him jump in yet?
I have not, because I switched to
Well, hopefully Shane will be ready to answer questions when need be. But thanks for joining us. Gil, continue, man. Your verse.
So in a world where sin is becoming the norm, even sins.
I want to see it already, bro. Like, I'm like, yo, can I play in this thing, man? Like, what?
See, now I feel like
and verse is this, man?
I feel like I can't even be serious about it. I feel like I have to say it like the whole thing now.
That's
like that.
In
a world where sin is becoming the norm, even sins that were considered heinous. I feel like I have to say the whole thing.
All right, go ahead.
So even sins that were considered heinous, like, you know, really, really bad, they were basically being accepted. So we need to remember where God rescued us from, therefore look as many opportunities to preach the gospel to the lost, you know, in light of ourselves. You know what I mean? So it's just really looking inward in regards to our standing with God, that we should always be analyzing that. Like where you stand with God. You should never feel comfortable, basically.
Dope.
And by doing that, you'll feel more inclined to give the gospel to the lost, because you want to share that same news with someone else.
Dope. So did you do that?
Did I do that when?
I'm saying, so throughout your week, how did that apply for you? Were you like...
Well, I mean, I don't really have opportunities during the week because I'm with customers.
What a cop out.
So I'm supposed to...
Plenty of opportunities, and like he just... You could tell him, you could go there and be like, you know, the water that, you know, like,
in my job,
the living water, that, you know, it's like you could have,
like, see the way this water tastes, bro,
see them,
it would
seize the opportunities, man.
Realize what was in that water.
So how did it apply to your week then? Go ahead, break it down.
It's what I said. So like, just to continue to look for opportunities to share the gospel, because that's something that we should never forget, as well as never forget how we stand with God, you know.
Dope.
Continue to sanctification, you know, and all that.
I could probably keep digging a little bit more, impressing, right?
I could. I could dig deeper, but we're trying to keep it,
Yeah, he's just trying to. Yeah, he's trying to be. You know what, Gil? We always talk about saving face, and right now is a little bit of saving face, man.
Really?
A little bit.
What I'm saying is
tiny bit. You're saving face, bro. Come on, your shell.
I'm defending myself.
Come on, your shell. Let's go, dude. I gotta punch you. Like, come on, your shell, my dude. All right, cool. No, that's dope.
Thanks, see, that's what's up.
Thanks for sharing.
When you got boys and they can call you out on your stuff.
No, thanks for sharing. That's cool.
What's up.
No, that's cool. All right, cool. He's trying to keep cool. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to maintain his coolness. That's what I'm saying right now for those that are jumping in. I can do this right now. I'm just trying to sharpen your skills as a host. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
I can school you right in the middle of the show.
You can just call me out.
But I can't do that because then the shows that are spying on us and trying to imitate us, then they're gonna learn the magic, man.
They may start taking notes.
This is why it's not good going live. Like we can't edit this. But
no,
anyway,
we cannot. Cool. That's the beauty of it.
Hebrews. I'm going through Hebrews. We're like, we parked it in 27 and 28. And we've been on these verses for the last like 3 weeks, but we finally got through the chapter, and he's just finishing up about once for all, like Jesus in the priesthood, like after Christ came, the priesthood is finished.
Yeah.
And he started like reflecting on what we see currently, like if there's anything that we see now, and the thing that comes closest to it is the Roman Catholic Church. And I got Catholic listeners on the podcast.
Yes, you do.
But if you think about like the Levitical priesthood, you think of like Roman Catholicism. Like that's like the Levitical priesthood. But it's clear in the scriptures that once Christ came and did what he did, there's no need for nothing. There's no need for a priesthood. His sacrifice is a perfect sacrifice. His interceding in prayer on our behalf is a perfect prayer. Like, you know what I mean? There's no need for nothing else. And he just started going through like, there's nothing you can do. Sacraments don't save you. Penance don't save you. Good works don't save you. A sinner's prayer don't save you. It's Christ and Christ alone.
Facts.
So he dove into that. Let me see. And people, I guess he was saying like people jump back to James where it talks about faith without works is dead. And, he was just breaking down how it doesn't imply like salvation by works, but rather it supports the claim that faith is a proof. You know what I mean? Works are a proof of your faith. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he broke it down like that. So for me, I mean, it's the same thing. Like I keep going back to how it applies to me. It's the same thing, man. Just trusting in Christ, man. And thinking of my Catholic friends, man, and praying for them as well. I'm sure I'm going to get a bunch of messages. That's cool, man. I like it. That's cool, man. We could do that, I
call Marrio the troll.
We could build.
The troll that's under the bridge throwing Bible. It's just like...
No. So, it's just trusting in Christ, man. Just trusting in him, knowing that, there's nothing that you can do, and you can just rest in that, knowing that it's completed, it's perfect, it's done.
Facts.
He can't love you more, he can't love you less. He loves you perfectly in Christ. So
I wish I would have given mine as thought-provoking as yours. And how smooth. I felt like I was watching Denzel Washington.
You know what? I understand your pressure of trying to like get through.
Like
you know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie. Like I found myself trying to reach for a notepad.
You know what it is?
So I can cross my legs somehow over all this stuff.
Let me tell you something.
So I can write.
You know what it is? It's not like we're trying to just like bypass that whole part. It's that we're so excited about what we're going to be talking about.
Facts.
That we're like,
and I don't want to make it seem like I'm not excited about the word, man. It's just, and I'm not like a theologian. Like sometimes I get messed up, Sometimes things just don't communicate well. But hey, we human beings.
You know why I keep that segment? Because I think it's important for us to show how those verses apply throughout our week. You know what I mean? That's a reality. You know what I mean? So that's why we go through it. But I think like the psychology in our brains, like what's happening in our minds at the moment, we're just like, yo, we got.
I was like, I don't want to see the wrong thing.
Yo,
my mind is racing.
All right, cool. Nobody has said a word, but there's still people rocking with us. That's what's up.
Well, no, Mario Ferrano said amen. Mike Farios is laughing.
Yo,
he said Shane's a beach when preaching.
Yeah, Shane's what? Shane's
is a beach. No, Shane is a beast when preaching.
Shane's a beach. Ah, man. Yo, I swear I heard beach, bro. I swear I heard
Shane's the whole beach.
Like he gets swole. when he's preaching, he's swole up.
Stupid.
He just starts like he's working out. You know what I mean? Like that's his theological workout. He just gets. All right, cool. So listen.
Oh wait, Mike Ferrano. He's saying, can you guys touch on the topic of church and hip hop?
We're gonna try to get there, man. We're gonna jump into right now what we originally spoke about. What we like to do is we like to do research, man, throughout the week and see what's going on out there. And one of these things came up, man, and it caught me, man. It was the Wado show. He was interviewing the ambassador, and I didn't realize at the time. I thought it was new. Like I didn't realize at the time that it was actually back in 2017. So I'm going through it and I'm listening to it and I'm thinking like it's right now. Like I never heard this show, so I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, ambassador. I haven't seen the ambassador in a minute. So boom, I start listening, and then I'm just like, yo. And like listening to what he's saying, and then I shared it with you. I shared it with the group. I'm like, what do you guys think?
I thought it was new too.
Yeah, and we're like, what do you guys think? Like, Ambassador just came out. This is what he's saying, and then come to find out, it's 2017. So then that's what caught me. I was like, yo, this is still happening. Like the confusion. It
hasn't been that long, but still, it shouldn't be happening as much as it is. Because 2 years is still a long time for improvement. Right.
And then, so I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, like it was there. But I mean, I wasn't here 2 years ago either.
True.
So I wasn't looking, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I just happened to experience a lot of it. And then my narrative fits the confusion. You get what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know. I wasn't hip to Wado's show. I wasn't hip to the genre at all, to be honest with you. Like, I was outside of it.
Yeah.
You know, so when I came into it and I started now opening up the doors to other artists and other creatives is when I started becoming hip to the CHH community. You know what I mean? And when I started coming in here, then I started seeing certain things that I was like, I was getting affected by.
Yeah.
You know, and I would voice those concerns and people will go crazy. You know what I mean? Like I will say a simple statement and people will go nuts. And I'm like, what? What's going on? Like,
very Joker.
Yo, I wasn't even realize I didn't even realize. I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna let this be known because I'm bothered by this. You know what I mean? And I just put it out there. Yo, I'm bothered by this, and I want to let this be known and let's see what people think. You know what I mean? It really was that. And come to find out, I wasn't alone. I was like, oh shoot, there's like mad people that are hurting. Mad people that are done wrong. I'm like, oh shoot. So now I become hip. So here I am. He's seeing this old interview, and it caught my attention. And hearing that, oh man, this has been going on. This even before I was going through this, like this has been going on. And then Derek Minor drops a tweet as well, and kind of confirming what I was feeling at the moment. Like just like, oh man, like you know what I mean? Like this issue has been going on.
Yeah.
But he also included more information that this has been going on further than 2017. And he was like 30, 40 years. Yo, let me see if I got the clip for y'all. I'm going to put it up right now. Ready? We'll read it.
Yeah.
Ready? Bang. This is Derek Minor. This is today. I think this is today. Or was it yesterday? Oh, it was recent. I know that. The fact that this new generation of CHH artists and fans are arguing about the same topics from 30, 40 years ago makes me feel like we failed. If no one's quote unquote Christian rapping, these topics wouldn't even be a discussion, right? ? We failed as OGs. Emoji faceplant. Shaking my head. All right, cool. Bang. So then when I read that, I was like, oh, this has been going on for a minute.
Yeah, he posted that a day ago. Said it right there.
This has been going on yesterday. For a minute.
That's crazy.
So that inspired me to put out a post because the conversation led to one thing to another, right? Mm-hmm. So then that inspired me to do the post that I put out.
Yeah.
Which was separate church and hip-hop.
Beautiful cherry bomb.
Separate church and hip hop. Shortly after, over 100 comments, people having side convos. That thing is still giving me notifications right now. I scroll through it. I see rap is of the devil. It's evil. Rap is a ministry. Crazy. It's a tool used by God. Yo, elaborate.
But though,
tell me what you mean by this. Am I being punked right now?
Shout out to those who had reason in there, you know, and was speaking truth and questioning very politely. That's what we like to do, is spur up conversations. So that was dope. I was laughing at a lot of it. I'm not gonna lie. Like when they said, you know, rap is of the devil, like he created something. I thought that was hilarious.
And then somebody spit some bars at me.
Yeah, somebody rapped.
Somebody was trying to battle me in my own thread.
That was.
I got a bunch of assumptions. Like people just assumed that like what I was trying to say. So people were like, "Oh, you think that this is silly?" Something like this is silly. And what I realized is not only did everybody have a different definition of what this is, and a different understanding of what this is.
Yeah,
I realized that I didn't even agree with their disagreements. I had my own side of the story, and I was the one who wrote the post. And I was like, boom, boom, boom. There's like 6 different ways of understanding this thing, and none of them hit mine. And I was like, oh,
that says a lot too.
We have a problem. At that moment, I was like, yo, we have an issue.
Yeah.
We have a problem. And this is what...
Not to make it seem like we're the end all be all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Mario's opinion is the one that matters. It's just...
I'm just sharing my perspective.
It's just crazy that all those comments and still none of them matched yours. That just goes to show how complex this can be. That shows how many people are embracing the same title and they all have complete different definitions of what this is. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not as
And if you have a
easy.
complete different definition, you misunderstand a whole entire... Pay attention. Who is that?
That's the...
Tell them to cut it out. You miss one ingredient, you mess up the whole entire recipe. How about that? He's umming, and he don't know what he's umming about. Did you hear what I said? Repeat what I just said. Go ahead. I'll wait.
I'm trying to open something to show you.
What's this? I know what you're saying.
Oh, okay. So then why are you questioning me?
I know what you're saying. I see them. I'm following in there too.
So then why are you questioning me? Guy.
Nah, I didn't, Brent.
Marrio Ferrano.
I didn't, Brent.
I feel like that about y'all. That's cool, Marrio.
All right, cool. So Gil like totally just had his own moment over there.
That's what I was like talking about.
All right, cool. Listen.
Yes.
So I start listening to this interview. Okay. And this is pretty much one of the main parts that stuck with me. And we're going to look at it right now. For those of you that haven't seen it.
You going to play the video?
Yeah, I'm going to play a little clip real quick. Ready?
All right.
Here we go. Or not. Or not. Let me see if I can include it, actually. Gil, you go off the top. Boom.
Go off the top.
Off the top. Let me see if I can get it. I think I'm going to get it right now. Go ahead. Keep going, Gil.
Keep going.
I'm gonna pull it in right. Go ahead, improvise. Ambassador.
So what we're gonna hear, play the Wado.
Kind of a continuation
of
a
there
conversation.
You go. So that's playing and they hear us right now.
25 years, obviously. Cross movement, your group.
No sound, huh?
A part of that with Tunnel Rats and some other things, man. Do you see those similarities
and they can hear us right now.
Differences, or how do you kind of view that, man?
Oh man, I see it. Back in the days when we came in, we felt a need to champion a way that was the minority. It wasn't the majority, it was the minority. For a person to voluntarily use their rap platform to emphasize the person and work of Christ, to emphasize his excellency explicitly, to identify themselves with the historic Christian faith in a genre that was more favorable to Islam, Nation of Islam,
And you're talking about hip hop.
I'm
Like,
talking
you're
about
talking about the whole
See, I'm
mainstream.
always talking about
You're
hip-hop.
talking about the mainstream hip hop.
Right. See,
There you go. That was on the fly too, guys. Technical guys. Maybe I could teach the podcasters some stuff on the side. I'll teach you that troubleshooting on the fly. Boom, boom, boom. Bye. So that was Ambassador. And did you hear his? You heard his what he said there about? Now that's not his definition of CHH. He's sharing his motive when they first started the whole movement, like the cross movement and what they were doing. For those that don't know, Ambassador, he's a veteran in the game. He's part of cross movement. Definitely an OG.
Paved the way.
Yeah, definitely. And he shares his motive. He doesn't define it like that. But he shares, like, this is how he sees it, you know, with the movement that they started. And I don't know if he's still embracing that right now. Like, I don't know where he's at right now.
Anybody
Most likely, I know they're still,
years.
From what I hear, they're still connected and they still feel the same way. And nothing has changed. I don't know if anyone in the chat, I'm not following the chat. My bad, y'all. Nope. Gil is on that. Hopefully.
Said anything.
So yell at him if y'all said anything. And they talk a little bit about, the artist that doesn't want to use their platform, the Christian artist that doesn't want to use their platform in that kind of way. And he goes over that and he says, you know, people are free to do what they want. And he just kind of leans toward there's a better way. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't say that exactly. He's like, if there's a lane for everybody, it's pretty much like how he said it. Go listen to the interview. It's on the Wado Show. Go listen to it. Don't take my word for it. Like, I'm just, paraphrasing right now. But pretty much I'm giving you like a perspective of what he was given, like his motive, how he defines it, what he sees.
So what is your stance after hearing that? Like, what did that provoke in you?
Between that and my own understanding, my own different understanding of what this is, that's what kind of caused me to think, like, how many of us are having all these issues because we don't have a similar understanding of what this thing actually is. And is there a need, this is where it comes to this part, is there a need to redefine the definition of Christian hip hop, CHH?
Is there a need?
Like, is it necessary? First of all, is it necessary to define it?
I think it's necessary, because if there isn't an exact definition, that leaves a lot of holes for artists to behave a certain way, act a certain way, could push agendas. You know what I mean? There needs to be some sort of concrete definition, I think. In my opinion. I could be wrong.
So
I think it would be helpful.
It's helpful as far as what? The way he lives, that pretty much is what you were like, the way he acts, the way he presents himself, the way you're talking about like accountability, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. I think that's why we need definitions. So that way
there's
we don't
guidelines, you're saying.
Yeah, guidelines.
The definition is what sets up
the guidelines. Yeah.
So what are those guidelines?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have it figured out, but I think that there's some things that we could work on that's currently around, like the culture of, people just doing their own thing and there's not a lot of camaraderie. I think that could be some things we can work towards, things that are tangible, but the whole thing, I don't know.
What about the artists that say,
would look like.
What about the artists that say, I don't want to be known as CHH at all? But they're Christian,
and they're
Christian artists.
For me, in my opinion, I don't think that is a problem, because if you're doing things that are not sinful, like if you decide you don't want to be CHH, but you're not singing about or rapping about things that are sinful, you can sing or rap about whatever you want. If you want to make a career out of cartoon rap, I mean, do your thing.
So this is about, for those of you, if anybody's just jumping in, we're talking about, is it necessary to even define CHH? Christian hip hop. And Gil is saying he thinks it's necessary, but if you don't want to hold on to it, like, you're free to do what you want if you're a Christian.
Yeah, like,
as long as it's not
you don't have
sinful.
to be CHH. Like, you don't have to be a Christian hip hop artist if you don't want to be a Christian hip hop artist.
But if you're a Christian hip hop artist, what do you? Because there's some artists that are like, I'm not Christian hip hop, and then you listen to your music and you're like, dude, you're Christian hip hop. You can't run from that. What are you talking about? You just talking about Christ. What is that? That's Christian. What are you doing? You're hip hop. You're rapping. It's Christian rap, Christian hip hop, whatever you want to call it.
That's like a dude saying I'm not a trap.
I'm not a carpenter, and you're working, you're building a house. I am not what it looks like I am.
I am not a carpenter.
I'm not what I actually am. Actually, that sounds similar. Maybe it's a cultural thing.
What do you mean?
I'm not what I actually am.
Oh, facts.
Maybe it's a cultural blind spot. Yeah. I'm not that, really. But what do you do? I rap about what? Christ? What is it? You're a Muslim rapper. Yeah, I'm that one.
I'm that one. That one's acceptable.
Not the Christian one. No. I think it serves a place.
Mario here is saying it's scary today even more because of the woke church.
Woke church.
The woke church. That's what he says. And this whole social gospel movement in America. There is some solid dudes. Somebody commented. All right, there it goes. There's some solid dudes out there who use the platform for the sake of the gospel. And then Jasmine Jones said, without clearly defining what you mean, it causes a lot of unnecessary division and creates situations in which we end up talking past one another.
Yep. And there's the key right there. It will create division.
Yeah.
That's why we need the definition. So what's happening right now?
Are you rapping right now?
What's happening right now is a misunderstanding of what it actually is.
Yeah.
What is it? What are we actually saying when we say it's easy to be like, yo, Christian hip hop? If you use it as a category, it's very easy, but it's way more complicated than that. What? Make fun of it. Go ahead, test it out, y'all. Say something about it.
Yeah.
And watch what happens.
It's not smart.
It's like hitting a bee's nest. It's like hitting a bee's nest. Boom. And it's like, whoa. Like,
you better back up what you're about to say.
Is it that serious? Wow.
Yeah,
it that serious? Like, all right, here I am in my Christian walk, right? Like my Christian walk, like I'm talking about actual fellowship, not the social media thing. Like we connect. I love building with y'all. So and not knocking. I'm just saying like actual, like physical relationships with people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the church, serving in ministries and doing all that, working full time, taking care of the family, doing all these things. Nobody knows me on social media. You drop one little thing, not even dissing, like that. Just drop CHH is not a religion. Boom. Where did I say that was wrong? Did I say something wrong? CHH is not a religion. Bam. For me, if y'all are hopping on this right now or you're listening somewhere, if that's not a red flag for you, let's consecrate ourselves. like that should be a red flag. That should be like a warning, something is wrong here. Do you got comments in there? Follow up in the comments.
Not new ones. Just Jasmine Jones is the last one.
I think that it does serve a place.
Yeah.
The definition. But I don't think it's required. Same thing. It's not required if you don't. You have your own.
That's what I'm saying.
We can pretend that you're not. We could. Oh yeah, he's not that. What do you say? Christ. All right, cool.
That's why the title thing is like, for me, it doesn't matter. Who cares?
Or even if you're singing like normal songs, whatever. Like you're just a artist.
Yeah. For me, I think it's if someone tells me like, yo, I hear Christ in your music a lot, so are you a Christian artist? I would be like, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna ask me directly like that, yeah, I guess you can say that.
It's not
but like to be, I mean, the way this argument sounds is like they want us to herald it. Like they just want you to just run everywhere and be like, I'm a Christian artist. With our car powers combined.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's not.
Really?
What do you mean?
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, they feel like you have to just have this unity of people that
I see
yell
no
it
comments. You're getting all the comments. I don't see any of them.
But
go ahead.
Saying hi, guys.
Hi.
So, now I lost my point.
Good. Let me finish up then. So I think
Well, thank you.
I think it's
just tripped and fall. I'm just gonna just
it serves a place. It's not required. However, if you are going to hold on to the definition, I think it's definitely necessary to define it.
Yes.
If you're gonna hold on to it and embrace it, understand what it is. Like what is this thing? Because there's clearly, according to my post alone, there was like, I don't even know how many different definitions in there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how many. Clearly, some
people saying it was demonic. Some people saying it was a blessing. Some people saying it was a talent sent from God. There was like so many different things.
Right.
Let alone trying to discuss what is the culture of CHH.
Right. And to piggyback on what Jasmine was saying, pretty much how can we address any issues or concerns or resolve any problems within a genre or a community if we don't know, if we're not on the same page?
Facts.
If we don't agree on at least a foundation, like you know how we have the essentials of the faith, like some kind of essentials of the genre. Like these are a must. Like we know, like rapping, to be in Christian hip hop, you got to be a rapper. Like we know enough, right? Like we do have some rules, right? There's not like a country singer in there, like, haha, guys, I'm in here whether you like it or not, and he's singing straight country. No, like there's rules here. You got to at least rap.
It's still CHH.
You can't do it. You can't do that.
It's country hip hop.
So I'm saying, can we kind of like expound on them rules? Like, can we kind of like build on those as a community, as a genre? I know people say, "Oh, this is never gonna happen." Oh, this is da. I understand that, but if there are influencers out there, organizations out there, people that collaborate together and come together, and you have an umbrella of people that represent the same thing, and they all agree on the basics of this thing. I'm not talking church, all right? We'll talk about that if we got time. We'll talk about that. I'm talking just union, like a representation. What else? How do you describe it? There's a bunch of these things. A union is a good example. Just a representation, like a group of,
like an agency,
something that
like
protects, that protects the integrity of what it is that we represent. Not a church, not even a contractual thing, nothing like that. It's just a representation. I'm giving too many gems, am I? Maybe I should stop.
Nah, I mean, this is the dialogue.
Don't tag Phil Rude. He's trying to take over the CHH world right now. Don't tag him. He's finding the gems right now. Phil Rude is Thanos right now, he has like the third ring, and he's going around. He's going around for all the rings right now. So what we're trying to do is the Avengers combine.
The funny thing is that when you watch
the Avengers assemble.
When you watch Phil Rude's video, this dude has like this sinister laugh. When he does, so he's like,
"No, stop that. He's not a villain. Cut it out." Cut it out.
I'm like, man, I don't know if I can trust somebody with a laugh like that.
Yeah, we love Phil. Real talk, we love Phil. I do build with Phil.
But he does have that laugh. I stick by it. When y'all see it, you'll see what I'm talking about.
No, but you know what I'm saying. Like, we need to, in order to be on the same page, we have to define it properly. Like, have a common understanding of what it is. So, which brings me to
So Brent is asking, do you think it could be defined more for the sake of commerce? And then he says, after all, CHH is a product.
There you go. So is the label even important? Like the label itself, is that even important? So we talked about defining it. Is it even important at all? Like, forget defining it. Is the label important?
I just think we should just say we're Christian, or Christian artists. But the whole CHH, I mean, whether it exists or not, it makes no bearing for me. Like, it makes no difference if CHH name title existed or didn't. I'm still going to be effective, in my opinion. So I don't know if the title has to be there.
I think it does.
I don't know. I'm still working through that.
I know. Was that Brent who said that?
Yeah.
What do you say about what?
Do you think it could be defined more for the sake of commerce?
Yes. You know what? He's absolutely right. When it comes to categorizing your music, it's pretty much like a hashtag, which becomes something that's searchable for somebody who's looking for your type of product. So in this case, you're talking about fans of your music, people that will actually purchase your product, partnerships with organizations, producers, other creatives musically, collaboration, stuff like that. So it is important in that aspect, because if you're just hip hop, you know, you can't target a certain demographic with just hip hop. That's why within hip hop you have subcategories: Southern rap, trap. You know what I mean? Boom bap. You know, so you have all these subcategories. So Christian hip hop is another subcategory, and it helps us out as creators because it allows us to target, you know, those specific niches.
Yeah, that is a benefit, actually. Yeah, I could see that. I was just thinking as the artists themselves.
I think it does kind of separate you from like ideologies or, you know, different objectives or whatever, like different, like it separates you from like, okay, so are you going to put your product in the jazz aisle? Like, you know what I mean? Like no one's going to be looking for your product in that aisle. So we should have a space where it's easy to find us when it comes to like commerce. Same thing for like streaming. Be real. When you stream, when you search for streams, like on
I search
Spotify,
for the artist's name.
Okay, but if you were to search, let's say rap, what would you put down?
What do you mean? Like if I was looking for a rap song?
No, just rap genre. What would you put down? Would you put down rap?
Depends. Because if like sometimes if you put rap, it gives you more like the older stuff.
There you go.
If you do hip hop,
there you go.
It'll open it up to like what's current.
Bang. There you go. So depending on your search, you know, specifically, that's what gives you that market. So that's what he's talking about, to define it as a category.
But nowadays, because we're digital, I have to ask this, and you're a techie, so you could probably explain this better. In this age where we're digital, there's no aisles, there's no anything. You know, everything's in the cloud. Like when I go to iTunes, for an example, my music experience is I don't have to go to a category or a genre to find. I either Shazam it.
You know why?
Shows me their name, or I know their name because I've heard it on the radio, and I'll go and look Kaylani.
He said Shazam it.
Shazam, for real. It's dope. Because you just hit the button and it tells you who it is, and I could download it at the same time.
It's just funny because, go ahead.
I think it's dope too. Anyway, that I'm saying, like
Shazam. It's just the way that you said it just reminded me, like, I'm gonna Shazam it.
The way people consume music, I don't think it matters. Like title matters. Like as far as like you know, whether you're R&B or CHH or hip hop or whatever. Like
you know what? Yo, you're mad spoiled. You know what that is, guys?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what that is?
If times are changing,
you're mad
why?
Spoiled. That's what do you call it? What do you call it when they it's your search history? Like they're taking your history and then they're redistributing it to people who are paying for ads.
Probably.
So if you click on whatever and you like their music and you keep clicking on their site or their music videos or whatever you're clicking, they're going to give you lookalikes to that, and they'll give you suggestions, just like suggested friends.
Yep.
Even Facebook is like, hey, I think you'll like this guy. Like, seriously? Who is Facebook, bro? Like, who are you to tell me? Like, who am I going to be friends with and stuff? Like, wow, the machines are running the world right now, bro. They're running it right now. Hey, you might like this guy.
They like, legit. And even
is going on.
The crazy thing is that's the only way that would be allowed. Because if you go in public with your boys and you pulled up some random dude and you're like, yo, Jeff, you'll love him. Like that, you would
We're
be
in
like,
the digital world now.
Yo, that's the only way that's allowed. Like if Facebook could just do that, like, hey, all these people, you're gonna love them. Put you right in front of their face, and you're like, why am I looking at these strangers?
All right, so as you look at the chats and see what's up in there, I think we're at a point right now where my question is it necessary? Do you think it's necessary, like everything that we just said about the definition and the reaction of everybody and everything like that, do you think it's necessary to redefine it?
To redefine what
it is, like if it's
CHH?
Yeah, so like put a stamp on this thing, like to say,
well, has it been defined? To redefine something, we have to
that's what I'm saying,
at the
because
current definition.
It seems like people
think there is a current one.
Exactly.
So
like
it's
everyone
give
embraces
it a definition, not redefine.
True.
It needs to be defined.
Oh man, goodness. Is that in your notes? What are you looking at?
No notes.
Those are show notes, man. He has a separate producer giving him notes. What is that? What is that, bro?
I'm just saying.
Is that Skype?
Because dude,
you FaceTiming with it?
Yes,
This dude.
I'm currently FaceTiming with industry leaders.
You're an industry plant. That's what you're saying. So you're saying it doesn't need to be redefined. It needs to be defined.
Yeah, because
it's way too much confusion.
Facts.
And we know God is a God of order, not chaos. And right now you know what? Can I say something? I think I got this in my notes.
Can I be frank?
Yeah, can I? Mm-hmm. Isn't it everybody who shares or embraces the title's responsibility? Like, isn't it?
One would think.
It doesn't that reaction that it receives from something like that, like something I just said like that, isn't that like a clear indication that there's a problem and that people should be involved with trying to define it, trying to come together, trying to build together, unify?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking of that. Because right now it looks like chaos. It looks messy. You have Phil Rude who built up Rapzilla. Okay, mind you. Okay, everybody coming in. You want credibility? Rapzilla is the top media Christian hip hop site, hands down. Like we talk about that. I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but it is what it is. Like if people don't know, like Rapzilla is the top #1 media site. It is what it is. And Phil Rude built that up. And then he bounced from it. Now he's starting a thing called Prudent. Shout out to Phil Rude. Shout out to Prudent. I consider him a mentor as well. We're building two on the side too as well. He just got married. Salute.
Facts.
Grace and peace. Pray for Phil. That's what's up. Congratulations, brother. And the dude came back. And when he came back, he's like, I'm done seeing it a mess. And he had this little, he kind of spazzed out a little bit. And he was like, people were like, is he all right? He have a nervous breakdown? What's happening? But he was just being transparent. He's just being real. Like, enough is enough. Yeah. I'm going to tell you how I really feel. And he just spazzed out, and he was up and down and excited and nervous at the same time. He wasn't sure if this was the move or not, but I'm going to put it out. It is what it is. This is how I feel. Right?
Yeah.
Then you have Derek Minor saying, oh man, I feel like a failed OG. People still having the same argument. Then you have 2017 with Ambassador, Cross Movement, one of the founders of this thing, like one of the ones in the front lines with the flag, you know what I mean? Paving the way for all of us. Who's 2017 saying the same thing.
Sad.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So clearly there's Ambassador in the interview as well says that he unplugged because he kept getting sad and hurt. In the same interview that we just saw right now.
Damn.
He said he kept getting sad and hurt. So clearly there's a reason why we should define it to bring clear, unity together here. You know what I mean? And bring people eye to eye on the purpose and definition. And in order to have order, you need leaders too. Leaders are required as well.
Facts.
One of the things Phil talks about is leaders as well. Leadership.
Yeah,
we need leaders. We need mentors.
To get the industry leaders to work together, that would be dope if they became like a network, and we could all just push to one goal. That would be sick.
Well, who? Let me ask you something. Who are the leaders? Is it the rappers? Is it the media sites?
I think it's a collective.
Is it churches? Like who should be in the front lines of, let's say specifically Christian hip hop? Who should be on the front lines? Christian hip hop.
Damn.
Is it the churches? Is it the deacons and the pastors?
I don't know.
Objective?
Is it the church's objective to be the leaders?
That's what I'm saying. Like of Christian hip hop. Is it the rappers? Is it the media sites? Is it who's the leaders of this thing? Who do you think, like your personal opinion, like who do you think is the leaders of this thing?
I think
should be the leaders of this thing?
I think the media.
You think?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say because although I believe the artists hold a lot of power in that, and I would say to the artists more than anything. So I have to rephrase that, and the reason why is because I'm an artist. But I say media sites first, and I say that because they're the ones that have the most power to sway anyone's opinion because they have control of what we consume. You know what I'm saying? So like if they
you're saying power, you're saying influence.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
So if you want a leader, you want someone who has that influence to be able to make decisions that the culture is going to be behind. You're kind of the one that enforces that. You know what I mean? If you're the industry leader, you kind of set the tone.
But who is the industry leader? That's what
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know who that is, but I would say it would be a media type thing, even though I would love the artists too, but artists are not really in the business of that.
Yeah, they're in the business of
art.
Well, I mean, creating nowadays, when you grow, like as you mature and you gain that experience, and as a Christian, you know what I mean? Like you desire to want to give back, and you're like, you get tired, you have your responsibilities and stuff like that. Everyone's different. But as you get older, you do get tired, and you start hanging stuff up. But you're like, maybe you might still have a desire to be a part of it one way or another. And you learned, the experience and all this education that goes with it that nobody else knows. And you know that you can take several rappers or singers, whatever, under your wing, and you can make them blow. Or not blow, my bad, but point them in the right direction to have a successful career.
When we say blow, that just means like
breakthrough.
Success.
Like you have a full-time position in the game. I don't mean like you're chilling you're buying 3 different cars and mansions. It's just you're full-time. You're a full-time creative.
Because and nobody can disagree. If you're an artist, that moment where your art completely covers you, in my opinion, you blew up.
Well, you quote unquote made it, right?
Like, you made it.
That's what some people say.
Quote. Your art is paying your bills. Like you no longer answer to the 9 to 5.
This dude is preaching, man, over here. He's like
that's the dopest thing ever.
Yo, don't give it.
I'm just saying.
Nah, for me, I think it's it's anybody who's involved. I think anybody who's involved one way or another, that there needs to be unity in that.
Yeah. Facts.
Everybody involved, anybody who shares the title, any kind of way, whether you fan, supporter, whatever it is, like anything that if you're in the genre one way or another, either consumer, artist, producer, audio engineer, videographer, because there's a lot of Christian like videographers, that really want to do videos with Christians.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
dope ones too.
Yeah. And so like if you're any of those type of people involved with the genre and you actually embrace it and love it, I think we all share a responsibility in this.
Yeah. That's a fact. If we all came together and just pushed together like that, damage. Right. Everybody just collectively was just like, yo, let's all just.
Yeah, especially if we're part of the same category. We all share the same platform. So it's like if you look at the world, like one of the things I was telling Phil about and Applejack, shout out to Applejacks too. One of the things I was telling them about was how the world, like in the world, like you see, a lot of these guys recognizing each other and celebrating success together. Not saying like they do it in a worldly way, obviously, but they do it in a way that's like we should be the leaders in this thing. And they're like locked arms, and there's like a whole bunch of them taking pictures and like just showing. Not that it's true. I'm not saying like obviously we're only looking at a picture, right? We don't know what's really happening behind the scenes. I get it. I know what it means. But the what they're portraying, like that image of unity and coming together and celebrating each other's success. Like we have camps that are mad tight. There are collaborations, which is dope. That's exciting. People get super excited in Christian hip hop because they see camps all the time. They see like, God Over Money, all clicked up. You see all the, Rap the Great. You see all these different camps clicked up. And so when you see the cross collaborations, that's when everyone gets psyched out.
Yeah, it's
so
like
everyone's like, "Yo, that's dope."
Like when you have like a superhero character and then he appears in the next movie. You're like, "Yo, he's in this."
Fact.
That's. I mean, I look forward to that. I look forward to where all of them just collab together. Like that would be, what kind of projects would come out if everybody just came together? It'd be crazy. Content for days.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean.
Like just content for days.
It's gonna take a collaborative. It's gonna take a community effort, bro. It's gonna take a collaborative effort. It is. It is. Like if you really, unless you're insane, like me, and I'm just, you just invest and take the time to try to master as much as you can. Like it's tough, man. It's tough. Cause I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm just saying I compare myself to a lot of other creatives, and I'm like doing all these different things. You know what I mean? And they're doing one thing, and it's like, dag, and then they get burnt out as is. You know what I mean? Like it's a hard thing to really tap into, and it's a thing that really kind of it breaks you down if you're not like a real creative. If you're a real creative, you're going through.
That's the difference between creatives and people who just want to express themselves artistically. There's a difference.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you said that
like an artist.
You said that like you formulated that before you said it.
No, I actually just thought of it right now.
Themselves artistically.
Because it's like those people who are artists, they are artists because they live and breathe it. They can't do anything else. But someone who wants to express themselves artistically, that's just someone who loves to do something but doesn't really seek to do it full time, doesn't want to live it.
That's a great point.
It's just a moment of artistic expression, and that's it. It stays right there.
So for me, now that you said that, it makes me think of the people that are involved with CHH. So as you seek to define it, who embraces that? And there's people like Ambassador will lean toward, or like a Wrath and Grace or a Christ-centric or a Lamp Mode that would lean toward like the cross movement type of, ministry focus, ministry driven. And then you have others, Reach Records, and I don't want to just classify them, I don't know if RMG fits into that. I don't want to just throw random people into that, but Reach Records is a very safe bet, right? That's a safe bet, right? So you have the mainstream ones that are just entertainers, and artists that just desire to entertain and glorify God through entertainment. Through, when I say entertainment, I don't mean the way the biblical sense of entertaining goats. That's not using God's word to, make fun of things. That's not what I'm saying. What I mean?
Be so careful.
That's not what I mean. I mean entertainment, like a musician playing a piano at a restaurant, like a singer singing a song at a concert. It doesn't have to be sinful. It's just whatever you're doing to please the listener. You're serving them with your talent and ability.
Yeah.
Do you think that they both share CHH? So the Christian rapper, right, that just wants to be a dope artist, and the Christian minister who says this is ministry and I'm going to use this as a tool to evangelize. Do you think that the rapper just trying to kill the stage, but for the glory of God, like he's just like, I just want to be dope at what I do.
Yeah.
There's nothing sinful. He wrestles with pride, but he checks that. He reads his Bible. He just wants to be really excellent at rapping and expressing himself through art, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have the guy over here that does the minister. Do you think that they both can share Christian hip hop? This is going to be fun. Y'all, if y'all still with us, I would love to hear what you guys think.
It really comes down to content, because that's two definitions.
Okay, let me ask you something.
Because Christian hip hop and then a Christian that does hip hop. So it's two definitions.
So let me ask you something. First, define the Christian minister. Who is the Christian minister?
He explicitly talks about Christ. It's Christ-centric music. Like it's Christ derivative. The music is gonna point you to the Bible. God's majesty, His attributes.
This sounds everything. A lot like what we just heard. If you guys were with us with the Ambassador interview, his definition of the minister, the Christian Christian hip hop.
That's what he was saying.
That's what his motive behind it is. What you're pretty much defining. Mm-hmm. Explicitly. Expressing the
Christ,
thing, the truths of, exactly, the truths of the Lord, right? Mm-hmm. So that would be like, who would be examples of that?
Those would be like, Shylin,
Kirk
Timothy
Kennedy.
Brindle, Kirk Kennedy,
Yeah.
those at Wrath and Grace, pretty much.
Wrath and Grace, the ones that we just talked about. Yeah.
Christ-centric is another group. There's few of them out there.
And you would say that's all Christian hip hop.
Yeah.
They all embrace it. That's Christian hip hop. Yeah. So now, how would you define the Christian entertainer, or just a rapper that happens to be Christian? Let's say.
I believe they're Christians that are doing music. Yeah, just like I would say that is a Christian who is a carpenter. That is a Christian who is a principal at a school. Well, that guy is a Christian and he's a musician and he raps. Mm-hmm. But he's not a Christian rapper.
That's his occupation.
Yeah, that's
his profession.
How he gets paid.
That's how he gets paid as a professional performer. Mm-hmm. But he just happens to be a Christian.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a Christian first. He's not tucking his faith.
No.
This is just a performer. This is an actual registered.
A perfect example is Chris Pratt. Like, he is a full Christian and he is given the gospel in his award ceremonies where he's received awards.
So yeah, so you're saying
he's an actor as a profession. He's not a Christian actor. He's not making Christian films.
Right.
Like he didn't use his artistry as an actor to promote the gospel.
Right.
He's just making films. But he's also Christian.
Yeah, Brent is writing to me. CHH are Christians from the hip hop culture. We're Christians from the hip hop culture.
Yeah.
So in this aspect, when you talk about like entertainers, you're talking. There's a lot of. If we open it up beyond CHH, you're talking. Well, you could stick it with CHH. Producers are CHH, songwriters.
Yeah.
Somebody that might not even perform in the booth. He just writes the raps and sends it off. You never see this guy. He's behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Songwriters,
and again, the same
authors,
thing. All those people believe in the same thing. The music needs to be explicit. You know what I mean? Most of those people that are that like committed to CHH is because they want and they support and they're behind that kind of music.
So you're saying both minister and entertainer, let's say, and the way we define it. Not the way anybody else defines it. The way we define it is just serving through music, talent, and abilities. Yeah. Not sinful, glorifying God, but not explicitly talking about the things of God.
Exactly.
So think of pianist.
Yep.
There you go.
Pianist
Just to help
is a musician. He even writes his own music.
Yeah.
He could do
or
whatever.
The producer or whatever you want.
But it's just a little.
But you're saying that you think that they both can share under this Christian hip hop. Or do you think that the entertainer cannot share with Christian hip hop, even though he's a Christian rapper? This is what I'm talking about. He's not going to be rapping about drugs and stuff. Like, the dude's going to just rap about, life, man. Just like, him and his wife or something. Like, that's what I'm saying. You can't say that he's a Christian hip hop artist?
No, because he's not rapping Christian hip hop music.
Does NF like rap explicit? I haven't heard of him.
I honestly haven't heard of him.
But what I hear is that people say, "Oh, he's not Christian or something. He's not Christian." I mean, Christian hip hop. I'm not saying he's not Christian. That his music is not classified Christian hip hop. I don't know.
Yeah, because from what I've told,
but there's people that still
life.
But there's people that still embrace him as okay, Lecrae, is he Christian hip hop?
Another person I don't listen to a lot, but from what I've heard, he still talks about Christ in his music.
So that's what I'm saying. Do we still embrace him? Are we still praying for him? Are we still checking for him? Are we still ready to rebuke him?
I pray for all the leaders and all the different things that I pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? Especially like the music. But that's a really tough one. That's a tough one because his music isn't explicit. Like, Lecrae's music isn't explicitly like gospel centered like way it was before. So do we still but doesn't the person matter? Because he doesn't classify himself. So doesn't that answer that if he doesn't classify himself? And
isn't it still weird that we still embrace him though and we still look at him that way? No matter what. We're still watching
but who's we? You saying everyone does? Like, you know this?
Because I look at my timeline and I see people still embracing him as a Christian hip hop artist. I'm sure anyone who like follows a Christian hip hop group or something still sees who's your top 5 favorite rappers. And guess who it is? Guess who comes up all the time? Lecrae. People are still looking at him like a Christian hip hop rapper, even if he doesn't classify as one. He's still under that umbrella.
Because I don't think, because it's been out for so long, I don't think that's gonna go away just because he said it.
I don't think it's gonna go.
Just because he said, I'm not.
I don't think it's gonna go away at all. I just spilled my coffee.
Oh damn! You just sop it up.
Sop it up. I'm gonna actually drink some. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Damn, nigga, I lost my. About Lecrae. I know it's about Lecrae.
Yeah.
Dag, I lost my place, man.
It's about Lecrae.
Since
you lost, it's about Lecrae.
That's what happens. I'll say no, Mariano. Mario Ferrano. I'll say no to what?
Yeah. Explain it.
You gotta be a little bit more specific.
What do you think? I think they both represent the same community. At the end of the day, yes. He doesn't categorize himself as Christian hip hop, meaning the category.
That should count.
But he still falls under the community, does he not? Are we still not? Is he okay? So let's say I am a Christian. Mm-hmm. You know me, right?
Do we consider Chris Pratt a Christian actor, or do we just say he's an actor?
Yeah, I mean, it's harder to tell with them, right? Because
why is it harder to tell?
Because he's acting some script of some dude out of space. He's not expressing himself. So when we start expressing ourselves, guess what starts pouring out of us?
He expresses himself in public.
Right.
Maybe not in the movie, but in public.
Where he's free to express himself.
Exactly.
But the Christian rapper is, when he expresses himself, you should see fruit coming out of him, whether you like it or not. Like your goal, your end goal is to build up.
Yeah.
Your end goal is not to glorify sin, or you like as a true pure Christian, like your end goal is to build up. Your end goal is to
but build up. But when you say Christian music, you're saying Christ. You're saying Christ is in your music. So if you're talking about
you're saying
symbolism,
category,
so
that's category.
In category,
but community is still there.
Oh, I see where you're going.
I'm saying, like, we still know that Lecrae, whether he's not saying he is or not, we still know he's Christian.
Facts. Okay, I see what you're saying.
We still know it.
I see what you're saying.
And we can still hear him as a Christian rapper when we listen to his
spewing.
Music. You see what I'm saying?
The community, yeah, and that's where it should be.
Because at the end of the day, we're assuming at the end of the day, assuming that they are believers. We are after the same thing.
Yeah. At the end of the day.
So even if he doesn't do it explicitly in front of our face, but he's not sinning.
But he's still doing it for the glory of God.
He's just killing whatever he does. He's a good businessman. He's he owns Amazon. Whatever it is that he's doing and he's succeeding. Yo, that's dope. Like,
for real.
Yo, he's killing it.
Let's say the owner, the creator and founder and owner or whatever of Amazon was a Christian this whole time. That would be dope. I don't think anybody would be upset that he didn't use his talents to create a business that explains the gospel. Or do you think I'm wrong?
I'm sure that there's going to be people that, what about sending the thank yous? Yo, is that? Yeah, that's confusion. What about sending like the thank you letters with the Amazon boxes? You're not putting the gospel tracks in the boxes.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, there will still be people that are gonna be like,
you think there were people still make comments?
Of course, bro. You didn't put the scriptures in your couches. Like, you didn't put the scripture in the back of the shirt tag or whatever.
That's true.
I mean, if you own the company, if you own the company and that's how you want to express yourself, you're free to do that, right?
That's all right. So you're saying that the people are saying that you have to do explicitly Christian everything.
No. I'm saying if you don't, they're gonna say something. There are some that I think the confusion is coming from what we just said. The ministers on this side and the entertainers on this side. And one of the things Ambassador was hinting at was that every time that they embrace their way of using the form of rap, every time that they embrace it and really push that and motivate that and encourage that, that the other side, the entertainers, the ones that are not using it to explicitly talk about the things of the Lord, but they're just, they're real Christians, sincere, and they're just performers, right? That they feel like they're being rebuked or like undermined or whatever.
Yeah. That's happening.
And I think there's a space for both, and I think the both need to come to an understanding in order to define it. I don't think we're going to be the ones to define it, even though I got my definition. But I don't think we're going to be the platform to define it. I think that it's going to take a collective effort for everybody coming together to define it. When it's real talk. You want to know the magic?
Yeah.
You want to know the magic? I'm going to say it on the show. When these camps fold down their walls and they collaborate and really come together, there you go. That's takeover. There you go. When those walls come down and they find a way to come together under one umbrella, the ones that are leading right now, if they can do that, there you go. That's all you need. Set up your own media site. Set up your own podcasters. You know what I mean? Set up your own artists. Get everything flowing. Maybe collect funds to put somebody through college to understand the business. Build up from within.
I think you're giving up.
I'm giving way too. Yeah, okay. But you know what I'm saying? Like, think. Yeah. When I say the things that I say, right? I don't say it because...
I think we're going to bleep this whole section.
Yeah.
We're going to go back.
We're going to delete
and that whole part, you guys going to hear him is going to be like...
Nah, because if somebody is listening out there... If somebody is listening out there...
All I know is if they take all your business practices and become something huge...
It'll happen.
I'm going to be mad.
It always happens. Every time. Every time I say, I'm thinking something, I'm going to start this. All of a sudden, this guy starts it. I'm like, what? And then that guy starts. I'm like, what are we going to do next? I feel like we're picky in the brain. Like, what are we going to do next?
Dang. Oh, I got to read these two.
Go ahead,
Jasmine's going in on her,
let me get some coffee.
on her keys.
Go ahead.
She said the reason why it's not going away, meaning the Christian title, I think, even though he's tried to shed the title, is because it's because the content that matters. His music comes from a biblical worldview. Therefore, people are going to hear his music and still say it's Christian music because of the worldview it represents. And the second one she wrote...
pin that. Can you pin that?
I cannot, because you are the one in control.
And I can't do anything over here. This thing is like trash. Go ahead, bro.
Then the other one is, I think we sometimes severely limit CHH to the point where people feel the need to shed the label in order to be heard. You have music like Hazakim that can be considered apologetic in nature, music from Shai Lin that is edifying and breaks down, I'm assuming that's going to be theology.
Like theology
for believers. It was heartbreaking for me for a while watching a lot of the arguments that were taking place because I saw a lot of brothers being pitted against one another. Yeah. Mario's fault.
Was that Jasmine about my post? Yeah. You know what that does though? That exposes the conflict. Like, it's hard to try to prove it without proof of concept.
Yeah.
And
anybody who says that there's a clear definition, go to Mario's post and then...
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we got this. There's got to be.
It was like
I'm ready to take the hits. Like, if you're rocking with me, you already know that. Like, I'm okay with taking the hits, man. I don't get paid full time to do this.
Nope.
I would love to. I pray that I can. You know what I mean? Right? Do movies, do films, do like, man. If we had a budget, the things that we could do.
It's a wrap.
Unlimited. Anyway, so I mean, but I'm good. I'm content. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have the pressure of being afraid to, rub somebody the wrong way. So for me, it's like, you know what? I'm a Christian. I love God. I love Christ. I love his truth. And I also love hip hop. So for a moment, I was about to drop the title and just do my thing as an artist. Like, forget it. Forget even, just kill it as an artist. Just do videos, do this, that. But I just couldn't find it in my heart to just leave dudes behind that are going to go through the same process. I just couldn't do it, which is why now I look at, the leaders and the influencers, and I guess this is a call out. I don't know if it rubs somebody the wrong way. Cool. Like, I guess it's just like what happened? I don't want to be another guy. Like, how does that look when we all just walk away? Like, we're all like, yo, this is trash. I'm out. We went through our pain. We went through our suffering. We went through our stones and rebukes. And we got so many scars that we're like, yo, deuces, y'all are on your own. And we all just keep leaving. Like that, isn't that like Ambassador says something about hip hop. It's a fatherless community.
Dang.
Where's the headship? Where's the leadership? And then here's where the issue comes in, where people say the church. And we don't have time. Yo, it's already 9:20. No, that's a whole nother discussion in itself.
Facts.
Separation of church and hip hop. And that's when they come in to talk about, what about the church? That's the church's responsibility. Yeah. The church's responsibility for hip hop? Is that the church's responsibility for plumbers? For McDonald's owners and realtors? Is the church's responsibility for all these organizations? Are they the union? Is that what they represent? They write the laws and fight on our behalf as like the union? That's a whole nother discussion.
And we will get into that.
We will. We need Shane for that.
Two to read real quick. Mario Ferrano. We are called to the ministry whether we rap about Christ or we live it out. Paul Washer said, you either the one in the well or you're the one holding the rope for the one in the well.
Facts.
Either way, you're getting dirty. Does this make sense?
That makes sense for ministry, but then you have the artist that's a SAG actor and he belongs to the union and he's serving the Lord by serving to his abilities with his talents and connections to get jobs that pay the bills for his wife and his kids at home, and he's glorifying God as he does so. Not picking, roles that go against his conscience and his faith. Everything's within the guidelines and his freedom that he has through grace in Christ, and he's killing his roles. He's killing his roles. He's just a dope actor. Well, praise God.
And what would say, just like
praise God.
That same
there you go.
Reasoning that, music is very powerful. It has a message. There's nothing in this world more that can deliver a message than a movie.
Facts.
As far as effectiveness, because you got a whole movie. So, I mean, if you could be a Christian actor and not have to submit to those guidelines, I think it should be that. I think it's allowed.
Yeah,
to have that separation.
Of course.
I don't think that anybody should be chastised for not wanting to be explicit with their, God-given talent. Right,
and then it's just on that individual's own personal conscience that he has with opportunities that come and go, but that none of us can judge that. none of us could be like, yo, that was the opportunity to do that. How you know hold up. See, this is critical thinking right here.
Yeah,
I hope people can follow me. It is what it is. I'm gonna take my time with this.
Let's go.
I'm gonna slow walk the dog with this. Why in that moment when I was young, this is real. So now I don't even care about the audience right now. That's cool that you guys are listening, but this is like me and Gil right now. Why, when I was young, looking at the monitor, watching Lecrae do that interview, why didn't I think to myself, maybe he spent the entire day with that person and that he already preached the gospel to that person for like an hour and a half before they even had the interview. And then I'm mad because he selfishly didn't use his time during the camera time to preach the gospel so I can see it as evidence. Why didn't I think critically? Like, that could have happened. But I'm assuming there was no relationship. It was just like, camera, go, and he was gone. Like, there was some communication that happened there clearly before the camera started rolling and stuff, right?
Or after.
But we quick to assume.
Yeah.
We're quick to want answers right in front of our face here and now.
The way we want
it. The way we want it. We're quick to jump down people's throats. We're quick to jump on a post. That's not even sinful. I didn't say nothing about Christ. I didn't say nothing about, you know what I mean? Like, just drop something that could kind of poke a little bit and boom.
Those people saying, I was going to unfriend you.
Yeah. I hope people know by now, bro.
Yo, Jasmine Jones wanted to clear something up. She says, sorry if I wasn't clear. I wasn't referring to your post, Mario. I'm talking about behavior that I've seen online for the last couple of years. People were pitting labels against one another, reach versus land mode, etc., and weren't willing to recognize that there was room for different approaches or styles here.
Yep.
Facts.
Yep.
Just like there's different facets in hip hop, you know, there's trap, there's boom bap, there's underground, there's all these different forms of hip hop. Even in CHH, there's different forms of, you know what I mean, artists. There's the heavy theological ones, and you know, there's ones that are, you know, the community. There's ones that are not explicit, but they share their heart through their music. You know, they're artists. You know, you're always gonna hear the essence of God in their music, but it may not be explicit. You know, and they just want to kill the mic.
And you know what? And both should be embraced. Not one should be above the other.
No.
Both should be embraced, because you don't know what that person is doing when he's out performing and being around these people. You really don't. Like, it really goes back to that. It's not an excuse. It doesn't condone certain behaviors that shouldn't be accepted. But it's just saying that we really can't jump into conclusions. And using myself as an example, when I was younger, looking at that interview and painting that picture, it very well could be true. And I don't know. So, but why was I compelled to jump to that conclusion? Yeah. And why are we compelled to jump to that conclusion? For everybody who's succeeding in the world, it's almost like you're not supposed to. I know plenty of people that are making some very decent money, and they're true Christians, bearing fruit and all. And they make good money, a lot of them. Well, am I supposed to look at them and be like, you're succeeding in life, and oh my goodness, these are the things of the world? Like, nah, most rappers are struggling. Most the fact of the matter is, if I can't get some rappers, if they can't get that tour, nope, they got to get a job. They ain't chilling. Some people be like, yo, don't buy their music and then you're going to wash them. No, they're already like struggling right now as it is, going on tour and finding any open beds they can find. Can you take me in your home? Because they can't afford a hotel.
Yeah.
That's just a fact.
Bro. It's hard out here.
Oh, for a Christian artist.
For a Christian.
So what do you think, like, we're going to close up, but what do you think are the requirements for both? What do you think of the requirements for the minister? What do you think of the requirements for the entertainer, for the dude who just wants to spit?
I think in both of them, the ones that they share are the most important ones. Is all the things that all Christians must do is live to the glory of God. You know, repent of your sins if you fall, because we all fall. Stay true to the word. Seek sanctification. Like, I think those are the requirements that matter.
The requirements that matter pretty much are everything that the Bible, the word requires the believer to be.
Yeah.
And be faithful to your calling, be faithful to your platform, be faithful to how you're serving your people, be real with your relationships and how you conduct your behavior with each other.
Yep. Because people will see the difference no matter what. Whether you're explicit or not, people will see the difference on how you move in the culture and in whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I've seen people get complimented that I know they're Christians and say, wow, you know, this dude is special. Like the way he is, the way he treats people, you know what I mean? The way he is, like you can see the success in him because of the way he is. And a lot of those people are Christian. They have those, and I'm not saying Christians are the only good people on earth. I'm not. So I'm just saying that I've witnessed a lot of people get complimented on the way they are, their hard work, and you know, as Christians, and I think that's beautiful. That's what we should be looking at, not so much as how effective they are, and automatically come to this conclusion that they're not being effective.
Right. everyone serves their place within the community. You know what I mean? Not saying that you have to embrace everybody that comes through that says there's something that they're not. And it's none of, you know, it really isn't. I can understand how people say it's none of my business, but at the same time, like if there's an issue with the title that you embrace, at some point, if you do have an opportunity to kind of correct somebody or help somebody understand, or maybe take somebody under your wing, we're a very small niche and we all need each other to stand up.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. You know what I mean? And there's way too many people that think, you know, differently, and we should try to make it an effort to be on the same page. That's all I'm saying, man.
Facts.
You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. So real quick, artist tip for those that are creatives or artists, and you got YouTube popping, right? The new rule is what? 1,000 subscribers to monetize your channel. But if you're an artist, a rapper, singer, even a producer, and you register your stuff with a pro, ASCAP, BMI, or a CSAC, and you post your music video on your YouTube channel, guess who collects and monetizes your video for you on your behalf? Your organization. So you can bypass the 1,000 subscriber requirement from YouTube to monetize your channel by registering your music. Go through TuneCore. The easiest way is like TuneCore, CD Baby, do that, and you can bypass that, and they'll collect it on your behalf on the back end. So go ahead. You know what I mean? Like, I know how hard it is to try to build up your subscribers. I'm not talking to the professionals out there that are already at thousands of subscribers and stuff like that.
Yeah, but even them could use that. It's like, you know what I mean? A little extra cash. And especially if you already have that platform, then you're going to kill it if you use that tip too.
And like I said, man, join our email list. For those that don't know, we do have an email list we're trying to build out because we do have plans. Right now, we're gearing up. We're trying. This is episode 32 right now, and we're gearing up to understand how to move the podcast more professionally as far as in the back end, the systems that we have in place and stuff like that, partnering up with other organizations and with we got plans. Just put it that way. We got plans. I do some film work as well. I've done some skits in the past. We have some plans to incorporate that in this show as well. So I'm excited about that.
We are.
So join the email list
all week. We've been talking about it for a while now.
Word. Like, we're constantly planning. At this point, like it is like a part-time gig right now. Join the Facebook group too, and if you already joined our email list, you should get an invite either through Gil or myself. If you have
planning to do some special stuff in the groups too.
Word.
You know, giveaways. You know, we're planning to do a lot of things in the group. So if you want to be a part of this like secret community where it's all G14 classified documents. No, I'm just playing. But seriously though, you know, in that group, we're not gonna be as I think it's gonna be a little bit less filtered. We're just gonna talk about whatever, you know, and it's more intimate. Like, you know what I mean? You guys can just literally send us a question directly, and we'll answer it right then and there. You don't have to wait till Wednesday.
That's dope.
You know, so it's dope to have this community. I'm in charge of it right now, so if you're interested, hit me up.
Yeah.
You know, or you can DM me, whatever, and I can send you all the information, and we can get this popping.
Word. And so we're going to leave with Romans 12:14-16. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but be willing to associate with people of low positions. Do not be conceited. So with that said, y'all, we're hoping to build, encourage, edify, and just chop it up, man, and have fun. I know today was a little bit more, you know, on a serious tone, but it hits close to home. We're going to be talking about other things as well. We're going to be expanding on the whole creative concept. We want to bring in videographers, actors, Christian script writers, stuff like that. And just talk about their experience as well. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. Yeah. So then, grace and peace. Thanks for rocking with us. Take care, y'all.
Peace.
If you're listening on the podcast, be sure to check out my Facebook music page, Marrio Esco 1. Again, 2 R's in my name, the number 1 at the end, Marrio Esco 1. Be sure to like and follow that page because I like to give updates on who I'll be interviewing and leave a description on what we'll be talking about. And I also like the real-time one-on-one back and forth interaction. If you don't have the time to join us on Facebook Live, be sure to check out my podcast. It's called Marrio Esco Live, 2 R's in my name. Again, you'll see the white silhouette of myself with the cross underneath. Be sure to subscribe to that and follow the link as well to whatever podcast you're using or however you're receiving the podcast, and leave us a review. We love to hear feedback. You can also hit me up at music@marrioesco.com and just hit me up with some feedback and ways that we can improve the show or the things that you like and enjoy. Any type of feedback will be highly appreciated. Grace and peace.